Hello guys, how are you? This is another video from the Alpha Medic. Today we are going to talk about the topic scleroderma, systemic sclerosis. It is an autoimmune disease. The antibodies that are seen in scleroderma are anti-SCL70, which is a type of anti-topoisomerase antibody. Now how to remember this? See, the SCL is coming in scleroderma and also in sclerosis. These two words, SCL is coming. So anti-SCL, you will remember SCL to write here. Now how to remember this 70? Just write T below S. See, T comes after S, you write T below S. From this T, you may also remember that it's a type of anti-topoisomerase antibody, and S and T together sound like 70 or 70 in Hindi. You just write 70 or 70, so 70 will come after it. This is the antibody that is seen in scleroderma or systemic sclerosis. Now let's talk about fibrosis versus sclerosis. Fibrosis is deposition of fibers, which are collagen and glycosaminoglycans, in wound healing, where the normal tissue is replaced by fibrous tissue. And sclerosis is the hardening of tissue due to fibrosis or calcium deposition and etc. So this is the main difference between fibrosis and sclerosis. Sclerosis is also including fibrosis, but the hardening of tissue can also occur by calcium deposition and by other ways. Now let's talk about the features. The first feature is leather-like skin. It is occurring due to fibrosis of the skin. The skin has become really hard and it's getting harder to pinch. The second feature is salt and pepper appearance of the skin. It is due to depigmentation of the skin. I have tried to show here in this diagram the black area. You just imagine that it's the skin, and whitish, these dots are the depigmented areas. So it's salt and pepper appearance of the skin. Then third is the Raynaud's phenomena. You must be knowing about Raynaud's phenomena. The person who is suffering from Raynaud's phenomena, whenever he goes out in cold weathers, so the tips of his fingers will first become white, then blue, and then red. So why it's becoming white? It is because of exaggerated vasoconstriction. And then it becomes blue because of deoxygenated blood that is getting accumulated, and it becomes red due to exaggerated vasodilation. So everything is getting exaggerated. That's Raynaud's phenomena. Now the fourth feature is dysphagia. It's occurring due to fibrosis in the esophagus, microstomia due to fibrosis around the mouth, interstitial lung disease. In interstitial lung disease, there's fibrosis in the lung. In pulmonary artery hypertension, there's fibrosis around the pulmonary artery. And in scleroderma crisis, the kidneys have become fibrosed, they have become small, and hence the glomerular filtration rate has fallen. Now if the glomerular filtration rate falls, the RAS mechanism will kick in, and it will lead to production of aldosterone, and basically it will just increase the blood pressure. So it leads to hypertensive crisis, and this is known as scleroderma crisis. Now, out of these features, this pulmonary artery hypertension, this is the leading cause of mortality. And how are you going to treat pulmonary artery hypertension? If these pressures have risen very much, so you have to treat by doing heart and the lung transplant. But if you are just having interstitial lung disease, you may just treat it by doing lung transplant. Now how to remember these features? First of all, let's try conceptually. First of all, just think about the skin, which is becoming hard, and then salt and pepper appearance. This hard skin will have some kind of discoloration, and it will be in the form of salt and pepper appearance. And Raynaud's phenomena is quite associated with systemic sclerosis and scleroderma. You will just recall it in the exam. And you just try to remember that it's involving major organs like the lungs. In the lungs, it's causing interstitial lung disease, pulmonary artery hypertension, and also it's involving the kidney, which is later leading to scleroderma crisis. Even involving our GIT, in not basically the GIT but esophagus. There's fibrosis in the esophagus, and the mouth, the microstomia is occurring. Now even if you can't remember by this basic conceptual thing, I'll give you a mnemonic, because this is the channel of Alpha Medic, and if you are listening to this video right now, I'm telling you, you just mug up these mnemonics and you will pass. So let's see. Scleroderma. The features of scleroderma, the mnemonic is scleroderma. From S you will have to remember salt and pepper skin. Then C, S and C is coming, so S and C both, scleroderma crisis. From L you remember lung. In lung there were two conditions I told you, interstitial lung disease, which is fibrosis in the lung, and pulmonary artery hypertension, fibrosis in pulmonary artery. Then L and E are coming together. Now see, S and C I took together, scleroderma crisis. L and E taking together, it becomes leathery appearance of the skin. Then see, you might just take R or ROD together, sounds like Raynaud's to me. Raynaud's, so ROD, rod, Raynaud, or even if you take a single R, it's Raynaud's phenomena. From D, remember dysphagia, and from M, microstomia. This is only to recall any missed feature, like you are writing in the exam and you are just recalling 3 or 4 of the features. So just like scleroderma in front of you, you will remember some more. Now let's go to limited scleroderma. What are the manifestations? The mnemonic is crest. Now I have tried to remember it, like there's a company iCrest Limited. It sells iPhones. Here in India it's selling. So iCrest Limited, you just write this. See, limited scleroderma, crest. So iCrest Limited, crest, you have to remember crest. From C there's calcinosis, there's calcium deposition under the skin. Then R, Raynaud's phenomena. E is esophageal dysmotility, dysphagia again. S is sclerodactyly, and T is telangiectasia. C, how are you going to remember telangiectasia? Crest limited na, T and L are coming together, so it's going to be telangiectasia. Telangiectasia are dilated blood vessels which are just beneath the skin. You will see them. Just search for some image on Google, you will get a good image of telangiectasia, you will never forget. And what's sclerodactyly? In this scleroderma, there's calcium deposition going underneath the skin, and the fingers have become curved towards inside because of this fibrosis and the calcium deposition. And also there's presence of pitting scars in the volar aspect of fingers, which again occurs due to fibrosis under the skin. This all comes under sclerodactyly. And what is the antibody present in limited scleroderma? It's the anticentromere antibody. How are you going to remember this anticentromere antibody? See, scleroderma, C and L are coming together, so L for limited and C for anticentromere antibody. What was the antibody I told you for overall of this scleroderma systemic sclerosis? That was SCL70. And if I am asking you specific for limited scleroderma, what are you going to say? Something from C, centromere. Okay, so that's going to be anticentromere antibody. So this was all for today, guys. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please post your thoughts in the comment section, and what all topics should I make video next. Please post in the comment section. Thank you.